Do you know how many testimonies I've heard? Do you know how many times I've seen it happen in front of me? We were having prayer at our church in Bartlett years ago. And our worship leader at the time, both ears, nothing. Can't hear a thing, okay? And it wasn't like he had water in his ear. Yeah, took a shower too long or got some suds in there. Like he couldn't. He was like, Pastor, I don't know how it's going to happen today. I don't know what's going to sound like. I may have to shut down early. I don't know, but I'm done. I can't even. And he's talking real loud, like, Pastor, I'm having trouble here. And I'm like, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I was like, hey, why don't we pray? He's like, okay, sure. Nothing dramatic. I didn't slap him in the forehead. I didn't take my coat off and do the Star Wars dance or any of that stuff. I don't even know if I touched him. I probably did because I'm kind of a touchy-feely guy. Probably put my hand on his shoulder and said, Lord, please bless him. Please bless Eli and let him know you love him. And could you just clear his ears up so he could sing? Walked away with no expectation. Not because I didn't believe God would do it, but I was just like, his ears are clogged up. Big deal. Welcome to first world problems, Went around, started talking to other people. There's probably 5 minutes before church starts. He kicks off the first song. He's going up there. We make eye contact. He goes. Just this face of like, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it really did happen. You think, it could have easily just been, this or that. It very could have been. But to me and him, he said, and after I was like, seriously, you're not pulling my leg. You're not trying to give me one of them Christian encouragement pills to make me feel good about praying for you. He said, Pastor, I'm telling you. He said, you walked away to talk to someone else and zap. He said, it was gone. It was gone. Worship is going to be lit today. He said, it was awesome. Another time, a friend of mine, he's a missionary in Nicaragua right now. His name's Alvaro Ramirez. Him and his family are down there. And we were having prayer before church, and his dental insurance had just ran out, and he had he needed a root canal. Has anybody ever had a bad tooth where you had to have a root canal? Anybody ever had that before? It's just a common toothache, right? Aren't they terrible? I mean, isn't it like it's like a whole body pain? There's something about teeth. I don't know if it's because they're so close to your brain, but they can absolutely consume you with tooth pain. He needed a root canal. We could see his tooth. His tooth, it looked like he needed a root canal. It was bad. It looked like death warmed over in his mouth on this tooth. His dental insurance had run out. It was going to cost him, I can't remember how much money. I think $800, $1,200 to have this root canal. And he was like, Pastor, I don't know what I'm going to do. Could you guys pray for me today? And we're like, heck yeah, we'll pray for you. So I prayed, probably same thing, put my hand on his shoulder, prayed for him for his tooth to be healed. Okay? Going about my business, not even thinking about it. During the sermon, I was noticing him over there, this cheesy grin on his face, and I'm just like, oh, and the other thing was, he just took his last pain pill on Saturday. So he was out of pain pills. So Sunday morning, he showed up at church ready to kill somebody. He was in an unbelievable amount of pain. So I see him smiling. I was like, he must have found another one of those happy pills in his pocket because he seems to be doing just fine. He comes up to me afterward and he says, it's gone. Pain's gone. There's no pain. I was like, are you serious? He said, yeah. He said, I already have an appointment scheduled tomorrow to go in and have this thing fixed. He went in. His tooth was perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. And we saw it. It wasn't like, he's like, yeah, I got this little tooth. It was completely 100% healed. There was another time this gentleman was walking with a horrible, horrible limp at Elgin Community College. Didn't know him. I thought, you know what? I'm going to pray for this guy. Didn't know him. Walked over to him. Wasn't a Christian. It's like, hey, this is going to be really weird for both of us, but can I pray for you in your knee? And he was like, seriously? I was like, yeah. I'm not going to make you let me. I said, but can I do it? He was like, okay, sure. He said, this thing's killing me. If you'd pray for me, that'd be great. So we're in the middle of Elgin Community College campus, and people are walking up and down the sidewalk everywhere. I get down on my knees and I touch his knee because I'm going to heal this guy, right? I pray for about 45 seconds or a minute or whatever. Get up, stand there for another 10 minutes talking to the guy. Guess what? Nothing happens. Nothing. I get to know him. We start a relationship. His knee is still broken for all I know. Nothing happened. That's just the way it is. It's not this guarantee. I prayed in faith, knee be healed. It doesn't work like that. It was no different. I didn't read my Bible more one day. I didn't not cuss for 2 weeks, so my prayers worked. It was nothing creepy like that. Guy just had a busted knee, and God wasn't going to touch it. It's just that simple. It's not this end-all, be-all, but it happens. And one guaranteed way to never see it happen is to never ask, to never go down to his house and knock and ask him for a cup of sugar. Because that's what it is to him. It's a cup of sugar. It's not this, oh my gosh, what? What is it now? It's a cup of sugar to him. It's no big deal to him. He loves us. He loves us deeply. Immensely, more than we could ever know. And I really do believe because we're running from this group of people who put this weird stuff out there and they take advantage of. Rachel just told me the other day, she's like, baby, I think it's so sad that so much of this Christian programming is on during the time of day when the people who don't have a job and the people that can't get out of their house are the only people that are available to watch this. And I was like, baby, they know their group. They know their crowd. They're preying on these people that are desperate. They're preying on them. Hanging this carrot out in front of their face so they'll chase it. And if you just plant this seed of faith and you give this amount to this ministry, your prayers will be answered. And these people are jumping all over it. And these preachers are fighting over who has the nicest jet. That's who James is talking about. Those are the guys James is talking about. But don't let their bad example keep us from asking God to heal us and to bless us.